hold up, I am on my way, I'm in motion.
Hey guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today is another Vlogmas video coming at you guys, and that is general questions that people have when they're considering cloth nappies. Cloth napping for beginners, all of the information you need to know if you're considering cloth nappies and you maybe want to give it a try. Sorry if you can hear noises in the background. My daughter, my 3-year-old, is playing. Just how it is, mum life. Just so you can visualize, here are just a few of the cloth nappies that I have for my little girl. I've got a 1-year-old. She is using cloth nappies at the moment. The most common question I get from people who are wanting to start cloth nappying or wanting to try it out is, how many do I need to cloth nappy my baby? When I had Talia, my firstborn, I had like, so shameful to say this out loud, I had like 40 cloth nappies. Absolutely do not need that many to cloth nappy your child. I was just addicted to them. Yeah, I had way too many, and I had an addiction when it came to her. They were just so cute, and I was like, oh, this one's cute, and I would just buy them. But you do not need that many, and I've cut right back to the bare minimum with my youngest, Evie. So as a bare minimum, if you're wanting to cloth nappy your baby full time, I would use at least 12. We use 12 for Evie, and that is changing every like 4 hours or so we change her. Being completely transparent with you guys, we use disposables at nighttime. So we use 1 disposable a day by, you know, I put it on her and then put her into bed. That is completely different per kid as well. My girls just happen to be really, really heavy wetters overnight, so I use disposables overnight. I know that plenty of mothers do use cloth nappies overnight, and they're fine. Depending on the type of cloth nappies that you have, you can actually double up on the inserts for extra, like double the absorbency overnight, and that works fine. But even with double the inserts with my girls, they would both still saturate the entire nappy. I use pocket nappies, which is what these ones are. I'll link down below where I buy mine from, but you can actually put double the inserts in there and it doubles the absorbency, and that gets plenty of people through. Actually, my little gumnut who I buy them through sell nighttime nappies with even more absorbent inserts that you can put in, and you can still double up on those, and that would get most kids through the night. But my girls just happen to be extremely heavy wetters, so I cannot use them at nighttime. I probably could if I tried hard enough, but it's just not, I just don't. So being completely transparent with you guys, I have 12, and it gets me through with Evie doing laundry every other day. So I do laundry every other day, nappy laundry, and it's not a huge deal. I'll go into laundry coming up to it, but basically I chuck them in the washing machine before I go to bed, and then in the morning I'll hang them up. So it's not like, it doesn't take a huge amount of time to like launder your nappies like a lot of people think it does. So I would say as a minimum of 12, especially if you're wanting to just start out, try 12. Even if you're wanting to try through the night, it would probably get you through if you're gonna just buy a couple of extra inserts and put the insert, like double up on the inserts, and put, if you just want the 1 nappy on your baby all night, 12 would probably still get you through. I still have 2 or 3 left in my drawer when I do laundry. So 12 would get you through if you're going to do laundry every other day. That's a long way of just saying buy 12 nappies if you're wanting to try it out. The next common question I get is poop. What do you do with the poop? I don't want to touch poop. I don't want to deal with poop. Like, do you have to soak it in a bucket, and like in the old school ones where you used to have to like bleach it and stuff? No, you don't have, that's not how it works anymore. Like, modern cloth nappies are completely different to the old like fold style ones. What you do with the poop now is put it in the toilet. That's where poop goes. Like, that's where poop goes. When it comes to, this is just my what I personally do. When it comes to a purely breastfed baby, so within the first 6 months of 6 months, was that what it was? 6 months of Evie's life before she started solid foods, she was purely breastfed, and that poop is actually completely water soluble, and you can just chuck that straight in your wet bag or your bucket, which I'll talk about in a minute, and put it straight in the washing machine. Completely water soluble, it's fine to wash them. You don't have to rinse those for the first 6 months if your baby's purely breastfed. But once your baby starts solid foods, you take the nappy to the toilet and you tip it upside down, and the poo goes in the toilet. That's where poo goes, in the toilet. And then you flush it and it goes away. However, if you happen to get one where it's like they've sat in it and it's sticky, like sticking to the nappy. This is what I personally do. Everyone is different. I used to have a nappy sprayer at my old house where I would just spray the nappy with the sprayer into the toilet and then just kind of rinse it with the sprayer and then put it in the wet bag. If you happen to get one that you can't just plop into the toilet, but I don't have a nappy sprayer in this house. So what I've been doing is flushing the toilet and letting that water basically just rinse off what's left on the nappy, if that makes sense. I do use a rubber glove. So I only one. I put a rubber glove on one hand and I'll like rinse it like that. Just because I don't want toilet water touching my hand. This is probably going to turn you guys off cloth nappies, but it's honestly not as bad as it sounds. You're dealing with poop regardless of whether you use cloth or disposables anyway. Long story short, poop goes in the toilet, and then once you've rinsed it off, you can't plop the whole thing in the toilet, you put it in your wet bag, put it in the washing machine, hang it up, it's ready to go again. The next question I get is leaking. Do they leak? Why do they leak? How do I troubleshoot it? Sometimes cloth nappies will leak if you haven't fit them right onto your baby. You need to make sure you've got the right fit for your baby. There's lots of different sizes. You can get one size fits all, which is what I have, and you can snap the sizes up and down. As you can see on the front here, there's extra snaps. You can cross it over. There's like lots of different sizes within that one nappy. That one fits from newborn to potty training. Make sure you have the proper fit on your baby. That's the first reason it'll leak, is if you haven't put it on properly. The second reason it could leak is because you have a buildup of laundry detergent. So when you're washing them, when you're doing your nappy laundry, you use the smallest amount. I use like 1/4 of a scoop of laundry detergent. That's all I use, and I very rarely have to strip my nappies. Stripping's a whole other thing. I'll leave links down below to videos to help you guys out if you're wanting to look up that a little bit more. Basically, it's just doing nappy laundry with a bit of vinegar or dishwashing detergent, depending on what washing machine you have. It's a super easy process. And you don't have to do it often at all if you're only using a small amount of laundry detergent. But that's another reason they can leak, is if you use too much laundry detergent and it builds up quickly over time. If there's leaking for no reason and it seems to be fitting properly on your baby, try stripping your nappies. That will more than likely solve the leaking issue. In fact, stripping my cloth nappies is like my favorite part of using cloth nappies, because basically what it does is resets them back to their factory settings, and they smell beautiful and they feel beautiful, and it's just like, I enjoy it. It's weird. Okay, the next question I get, or more comment that I get from people who are against cloth nappying, is you don't actually help the environment because you're using so much water to like launder your nappies. More water is actually used in the manufacturing process of disposable nappies than you use to launder or wash your nappies. So you are still using less water. You are still helping the environment water-wise. The next question I get is, do I need newborn nappies? You can get newborn nappies if you want, you know, the perfect fit for your newborn, or you have a really small one or something like that. Mine are one size fit all. I didn't want to have different ones for newborn to when they're older. You can get one size fits all. It's just completely up to you what you want to do. The next question I get is laundry. How do you do it? Do you have to bleach like I said before? And no, you just wash them in the washing machine with like normal detergent, just like 1/4 of the amount. Powder builds up a lot slower than the liquid detergent, so buy a powder one, any powder one that you want. Just use 1/4 of the amount that's recommended. Empty your wet bag or dry pail into your washing machine and just wash them as you would per normal. You can do it with cold, or you can use it with hot. You can wash them with hot water, but not exceeding 40 degrees Celsius. And then you hang them up in the sun. That's the main thing, is when you hang them up in the sun naturally disinfects and kills germs and actually brings out any stains that you happen to still have on your nappies, whether it be from food or poop or whatever. The sun will bring those out for you, which is amazing. Wet bag and dry buckets, like what are those? What's best? What do I use? I personally use a big wet bag. I don't have a wet bag here. I have a little wet bag here just to show you what it is. This isn't the one I use for my laundry. This is like one that I take with me in my nappy bag. So if there's like a wet nappy that I need to change, or a dirty nappy that I need to change, I can change it, put it in here, zip it up, and it will contain everything because the inside is like a water resistant material. But it's basically just a huge version of this. So every time I change my baby's nappy, I take the insert out of it and then I chuck it in the wet bag and zip it up. And that's just what I do. Change another nappy, chuck it in, like take the insert out, chuck it in, zip it up. And then when it comes to laundry day, which is every other day, I just open it up, like empty it into the washing machine, turn this inside out, chuck it into the washing machine with my nappies, and then just wash them as you would normal clothes. That is literally, that's the laundry process. However, obviously if they've done a poo, I take my wet bag, my big wet bag with me into the bathroom, plop the poop into there, if there's any left over, rinse it, and then pop it back in here, zip it up, waits for laundry day, put it in the washing machine. Super easy process. The last question I get is the cost. Like, why is it so expensive? I think I spent about $300 on the 12 that I had for EV, and that's including extra things like extra inserts, and I'll link, like I said, the website I get mine from down below. It's like a bundle deal. And then you get some liners and a wet bag and a couple of extra things. I think you might even get a swim nappy in there as well, I can't remember, for $300. And yes, that does sound like a big upfront cost. However, over the lifetime of your child's time in nappies, on average, a household will spend about $4,000 on nappies. So you are saving money in the long run. It just doesn't really feel like it in the beginning when you're forking out $300 for nappies. Anyway, I'm gonna end that here. Let me know if you have any other questions, if you're considering it. If you have any other questions about cloth nappies, let me know down below and I'll try and answer them to the best of my abilities. I hope this video was helpful and educational for you in learning about modern cloth nappies. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to follow our journey. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!